Hey guys, it's Helen Hartsmith again here from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. I feel like I have a little theme going on with this week's videos that I'm recording. I'm kind of wanting to talk about plants a little bit today, so I thought I would share with you 5 resources. It just so happens that they're 5. It's not a top 5 or anything like that, but these are 5 resources that I reach for quite often when I want to, magically, or something having to do with plants. Let's just spit it out, okay? Sorry. So anyhow, these are 5 resources that I have that they're kind of like my go-tos when I want to either identify a plant or want to research some magical properties, or if I'm looking to use it for something that I would take internally, what parts do I use, things like that. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first one is the Northern Shamanic Herbal, and that is by Kaldera. And this is a pretty interesting book, and it's one that I've had for, I think, a couple of years, and I haven't used it as much as I wanted to, so I'm trying to get into it a little bit more. Raven has done a really great job of putting together a lot of information on herbs and how he uses them in his northern shamanic tradition that he follows. So it's everything's kind of broken down. Plants are listed alphabetically. You've got stuff like the botanical name and folk names and things like that. Height, whether it's a perennial or an annual. The bugs are out and we're just hanging out together. There's some history and medicinal uses and household uses and things like that. So this is actually a really good reference that I'm super glad that I was able to pick up when Raven was at Convocation a couple of years ago. So that's one thing that I've been really pulling out a lot lately. Now, an old standby for me, just because everything that he ever did was like amazing, is Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. Scott Cunningham, I think a lot of people look at his correspondence books as, he did a series of books that did correspondence work for not only plants but stones and aromatherapy and incense and things like that. And I think he's kind of maybe considered the authority by a lot of people when it comes to these type of books, and this one just really does not disappoint. It's one that I've had for a long time. It's set up a lot like Raven's book, where things are listed alphabetically. You have folk names and the Latin name, magical properties, a planet, if there's a planet that the herb is associated with, gender, things like that. And there's actually some sketches sometimes too, which is nice for helping to identify. Unfortunately, they're not in color, but it's better than nothing. So this is one that I've had for a number of years. As a matter of fact, I thought I saw a receipt sticking up out of this that might have told me when I bought this. But again, this is a really great reference book that I think everybody could find useful. Now, the next one that I've been using quite often is Healing Wise by Susun. Susun is an herbalist that has been working the trade for like at least 30 years, if not more so. And she has a series of books. I believe she even teaches classes on herbalism, and she's very, very knowledgeable. Now, this book, you get into, it's not so much a quick reference so much as she talks a lot about specific herbs. I'm wondering if there is a table of contents. No, it doesn't look like it. But in this particular book, she talks about nettle. I saw nettle. I saw burdock, chickweed, dandelion. Yeah, there's the nettle. So there's I'm looking here at nettle pharmacy, so things that you can use nettle for. It's really good for hair tonics and lotions and things like that. And then I saw recipes, things like that. So this really kind of concentrates on very specific herbs and healing herbs and lots of different ways on how to use them. So this is a really good resource. And she has a number of books out. This happens to be the only one that I have, but I feel like I should probably pick up some more, maybe when I get caught up on some of my reading. The next book is actually a book that I reviewed recently, Wildflowers of Michigan, and I can reference you to that video to learn more about this. It's a great little book. So I won't even talk about it any more than to say that this is part of what I've been using recently. So that's the fourth book. And then the fifth book is not so much a printed book so much as it's my book. So like many witches, I put together my own list of correspondences and how I worked with them, because there could be, lots of things listed in any one of these books, but my interaction with the plant could take me on a completely different route when it comes to how to use or how to work with that plant. So this is my big document. I'm not sure how many pages I'm up to, but as I work with things and learn about things, I put this in a Word document. I keep everything listed alphabetically, and I will have things like, whether it's masculine or feminine, a planet, whether it works, what element it works with if it happens to do that, if there's deities that it works with, and stuff like that. So I just kind of keep everything that way, and I actually format it this way so that I can kind of keep it handy. I actually carry it with me everywhere. So this is probably my first go-to. If I can't find what I'm looking for in this information, then I'm going to go look in these other books and see what I can learn about a particular plant that I'm interested in. So there's 5 books that I work with on a pretty regular basis when it comes to knowing about herbs and things like that. So if you learned something from this and would like to, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and comment. Love to hear comments, love to see comments, love to reply to comments. So please do so. And if you're not comfortable leaving a comment below and have a question, feel free to email me at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com. I think that's it. Thanks for walking the path for a little while with me, and until next time, blessed be.